Denver has a sizable homeless population. You don't have to look too far to see some of the homeless camps set up on city sidewalks and underpasses.
But the pandemic is showing that problem is getting worse. Denver's 7's Sloan Dickey is live tonight to explain what the city is trying to do to address this and the challenges also facing the city.
That's right, and it's an issue of safety and humanity that certainly existed before coronavirus, but what about those solutions? We've heard many of those thrown out over the past few weeks, but when the rubber meets the road, one city councilwoman says it's about community support.
It's a problem we've seen in Denver for years, but a drive-through downtown during coronavirus reveals that problem getting much worse. A drive in and around downtown on Monday exposes one encampment after another in Rhino, Santa Fe, 5 Points, Lodo, and Capitol Hill, all lined with tents, surrounded by trash. They can raise emotions in Denver residents and questions, but what about solutions?
I would anticipate a conversation for homelessness will focus on funding.
Denver Councilwoman Robin Kanish says we already have solutions in place, but there's no money to pay for them.
Denver already has 2 very robust plans. Places where couples can go, people with pets can go. We have a shelter plan that calls for that. It's not yet funded. Secondly, we have a housing plan that calls for supportive housing. It has been funding those units, but it doesn't have quite enough to do it as fast as we need.
The first problem with implementing those plans, she says, is our current crisis.
All the inequality, racial inequality, income inequality, a housing crisis. And then you imagine COVID as a jackhammer, blowing those cracks up.
The council will likely discuss a new way forward for homelessness this summer, focused on getting people off the streets. However, a new plan will only work if it's funded and backed by the Denver community.
It is about getting enough of those homes to get folks off the streets. It is a question of our will, not whether it's possible.
Coronavirus has put limits on shelters and houses, requiring more buildings and space, but that's only possible if neighborhoods allow it.
You have to choose. Do you want someone living in the park, or do you want them living in a building next door where they're housed and have services? We cannot afford not in my backyard.
She hopes that images like this can drive home the need for the individuals we normally drive by.
So lots to discuss this summer about a community issue on Denver streets. Reporting live, Sloan Dickey, Denver 7.
Thank you.